Welcome to Basket of Tales, a time travel into the world of stories.
Welcome to Basket of Tales. This classic, which was written down in verse by Alexander Pushkin, Russia's greatest poet, is a cautionary tale about the danger of desiring too much. It is also believed that this story has been told in several countries and cultures, most commonly across Russia and Asia. Hi, this is Miss S, and I'm so excited to share this wonderful story with you all today. Let's begin. The Golden Fish. Once upon a time, there was an old man who lived in a small cottage with his wife on the bay. They didn't have much money, so the man would catch fish from the ocean for them to eat and sell. Every day he sailed out with his huge fishing nets, hoping to catch lots of fish. One day he went out to sea. As he sat there, his net cast, there was suddenly a pull. He would never felt a pull this hard before. He strained and struggled to pull the net out of the water. And when he finally did, he was shocked to see it empty except for one tiny fish. This fish was gold and sparkled in the sunlight. Stranger still, it looked up at him and said, "Please do not eat me. Put me back in the ocean and I will do whatever you wish." He thought for a minute, but he couldn't say no to the helpless creature. He returned the fish to the sea and went home. When he got home, he told his wife what had happened. "You fool," she shouted. "That fish could have helped us. Think about how hard we work every day to make ends meet. Go find the fish and ask it for food to eat." The next day he went back to the beach and stayed out at the sea. He called out to the waves, little fish, please come to me." To his amazement, the golden fish swam up the shore. "What do you need?" the fish asked. "My wife has sent me to ask you for food to eat." "Go home," the fish said. "When you return, you will find food in plenty." He went home to find food spilling out of the pantry. "Is that enough food?" he asked her. "Yes, but we have more troubles," she replied. "The roof is leaking, the windows shake every time a storm passes overhead. Go back to the fish and ask to give us a new home." Again he returned to the sea. Little fish, please come to me," he called again. The fish appeared. "What do you need?" he asked. "My wife is still unhappy. She doesn't want to live in our old hut anymore. She wants a big, beautiful house." "Don't worry," said the fish. "Go back home. When you get there, you will see that her wish has come true." He went back home. A big, beautiful house stood where their hut used to be. He was delighted to now own such a grand home. But as soon as he got to the door, his wife came rushing out. "Go back to the fish and tell him I don't want to be just a peasant anymore. I want to be queen of island." Yet again he returned to the shore and called out for the fish, who again swam to meet him. "My wife is still unhappy. She says she wants to be a queen." "Go home. By the time you are there, her wish will have come true." He arrived home to see not a house but a huge palace. Guards marched around the garden and servants grew to and fro inside the house. He found his wife in the parlor wearing an elegant gown and sitting on a golden throne. A few days later, she had another request. I have grown tired of being queen, she said. Go back to the fish and tell him, I want something bigger. I want to be the empress of the seven seas. But, Your Majesty, he started to protest. Do not argue with me. Go to the fish, she said, or I will have you banished from my kingdom forever. The fisherman trudged back to the shore. Little fish, please come to me, he pleaded. He waited and waited and waited. Minutes passed, but the fish did not appear. He called again, but still it did not come. On his third try, he suddenly heard a great rumble as the sea swelled up and spat out the little fish on the shore. What else could you possibly need? Said the fish. My wife wants to be the empress of the seven seas, he said. The fish said nothing, then slowly turned away and swam off into the ocean. The man walked home, afraid of what his wife would say. When he walked up to his house, he was sad but not surprised to see that the palace had vanished. In its place stood the same small hut he was used to. His wife sat inside in a plain dress. She looked up at him but did not say a word. The next day the man went out to the fish. Just as he always had, he called out for the golden fish. He fished every morning for the rest of his life. He never found the golden fish again. The moral of the story: greed is so destructive, it destroys everything. There is a very fine line between loving life and being greedy for it. Always remember, be happy with what you have. Thank you for listening to this wonderful story today. Hope you enjoyed. See you all soon. Happy listening.